Hello everybody, it's Steve Bolschweiler here. I hope everyone's well. You might recognise me as the guy who runs around the annual conference every year with a camera, pointing in your face and asking you questions about how great the CFMA is. Unfortunately, I cannot come along this year for obvious reasons, but I am working on a video project with the marketing team at CFMA. Unfortunately, I can't film it myself, so we're asking for your help to get this video done. The video is based around the continued value and education the CFMA is giving, and also the sense of community and togetherness within the memberships itself. All the chapters, all the members getting together and helping everyone through this, and that sense of community that everyone knows so well within the CFMA. We can't film that with our own cameras and things like that for obvious reasons due to social distancing measures. So that's why we're reaching out to you guys to create some video content for us that we can then edit together into a nice, inspiring, short video for everyone to watch and enjoy. So over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share some wisdom with you as to some do's and don'ts about how you should film with your smartphone or your tablet, and give you some tips on some of the things you can say in order to add to this. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, let's look at what you should be saying in these videos. You know, the content of what people say is super important, and that's where the full substance and inspiration of this film is going to come in. So what you guys have got in your heads and your opinions and thoughts about things is really important. One of the things we're looking for is just some encouragement about how you're coping and how you're getting through it. Some of the things, some coping mechanisms you might have, some advice for other people. Another thing you can think about saying is how you've been using the CFMA, even though you've not been able to go to your face-to-face chapter meetings and things like that. How's the CFMA community really been a big part of what you've been up to since we've been in these social distancing measures, and some ideas of how people are getting through this by using the resources available to them. I think that's could be a really powerful thing for people to see. Another thing that we can talk about as well is the community. You know, I mean, I personally think that community is incredibly important right now. You know, the people I've got in my network I talk to every day, and it's a really helpful way of getting through it. So what about community? How have other CFMA members helped you as you've been adapting and changing the way you work? The final thing to talk about really is talking about how the CFMA education and the COVID-19 Resource Centre has helped you. There's been a lot of information added to that that's hopefully helped you kind of make some changes and kind of help yourself and your staff get through this. So we'd be really interested to hear some sort of positive notes on the CFMA resources that you've been using recently as well. And finally, just reiterate how much value the CFMA has brought you during your membership, and going forward. You know, it's still there for you, and it's going to be there for you for the foreseeable future and into the distant future. So we'd love to hear about that kind of value that you're still getting from the CFMA, even though we're in these strange social distancing times. So there you go. There's a few tips on what you should be saying. Now, you don't have to make it too long. 30 to 60 seconds on each subject would be great. And if you've only got 10, 15 seconds to spare, anything is better than nothing. So even if you just want to say something like, I love CFMA, you guys are awesome, that's great, we can use that. So that's that for now. We'll move on to some tips on what you should and shouldn't do when you're actually filming your footage. The first and possibly most important tip is please don't film in portrait mode. Please hold your phone sideways in landscape mode, like so. Tip number 2, don't sit with your back to a bright sunlit window. As you can see, you can barely see my face, and then if I move the camera slightly, everything behind me gets disgustingly, horribly overblown, and it looks really horrible. We need to be able to see your face, people. Instead, we can use the bright sunlight to nicely light our face to the side. So think about where the light's coming from and position yourself so that you have a nicely lit face and everyone can see what you're saying. And you can see the smile on your face and the positivity irradiating from you. And don't worry if there's someone behind you in the background working, that's absolutely fine. Another important thing to remember is to look into the lens of the camera and not at your screen. It's very tempting to look across at what you actually look like. However, gaze at the lens itself, and then what you're doing is you're talking to the audience. And we want to create an emotional connection with our audience when we're creating this video, so it's really important to look into the lens. If you're filming something we call B-roll, as in footage that isn't just you speaking but that demonstrates the quietness of everything that's going on, make sure you keep your camera still and you don't shake it around. Don't move it from side to side like this all really quickly and look at everything that's going on. If you want to film more than one thing, film one thing, hold it for a second, and then press stop, move to your next shot and press record again. And when you're filming this B-roll, if you've got access to empty construction sites where the machinery is not being used or anything like that, and if you can go and film something like that, that would be amazing. If you've got access to empty conference rooms, empty meeting rooms, empty boardrooms, empty offices, all of this stuff will really help us illustrate the point and kind of position this video in a certain way. And that would really, really help us put this video together. So along with all this, what we also need to remember is, of course, we're on camera, let's be smiley, let's be positive, and of course, we're always looking for a happy wave. So there you have it, some quick tips on what you should say and how you should go about filming it. We're really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with and looking forward to presenting it to the community and showing what you guys feel about the current situation and how your membership of the CFMA is helping you get through these difficult times. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you soon. Cheers.